guys, it's Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today's video, I just thought we could sit down and chat about some of my goals for the upcoming new year, 2022, if you can believe it. I believe I did a video like this last year where I kind of went over some of the things I wanted to accomplish in the upcoming year, and I think that this is really fun. I love setting goals for myself, so I have things to work towards and things that I can check off of my list throughout the year. I think that's really it. I thrive off of that kind of environment and very goal oriented. With that being said, though, I don't think that you necessarily have to wait to the beginning of the year to set goals for yourself. I think you can start working towards goals at any time of the year, and goals can change throughout the year, and it's not like a hard and fast kind of thing. However, I do always kind of regroup at the beginning of the year and the end of the year and kind of say like, okay, well, these were my goals for this year. Is that still a goal that I have? Have I accomplished and met that goal? What's next? Is there something next? And kind of what else do I want to add into that? So today I'm just going to be kind of chatting with you guys about the things that I want to kind of focus on in the new year. Some of these I have already kind of started in the last month or so, kind of started them a little bit early, if you will. And I just thought that it could maybe help motivate some of you guys, or maybe help you brainstorm some goals that you might want to set for yourself as well. So let's jump into them. I did kind of break them down into different categories. So if you're only interested in certain categories, you can kind of skip around as you want to. First kind of category I want to touch on are goals for my nursing career. Now that I've been in my job for almost 6 months, which is insane to me. It'll be 6 months on January 6th. I just think now's a kind of good time to kind of reflect, like, okay, I've been here for 6 months. What do I want to accomplish in the next 6 months to a year, right? So I have my notes kind of on my laptop so I don't forget anything. My biggest goal going into the new year is I want to get my Acls certification. I am BLS certified. You have to be BLS certified to be in nursing school, at least where I went to nursing school. And obviously to start your job here, you have to have an active BLS license, which is basic life support for those of you who are not familiar with the nursing world. And since I do work on a step-down unit, it is a requirement of our job to possess our Acls certification, which is Advanced Cardiac Life Support. We have to have that certification by the end of our first year. So with it, January coming up and kind of hitting my 6th month mark, that's when I really want to start looking into it and really kind of pursue that Acls certification. Also in January, I want to work towards my Vad certification, which is a ventricular assist device. Again, working on a cardiothoracic step-down unit, we see many Vad patients, and you do need specialty training in order to be able to take care of them properly. So I want to make sure that I have that certification in the first 6 months of the year. It's not required to have it done within the first year. It's encouraged, but not required. And I definitely feel like I'm ready to take on that extra kind of patient. It's not even patient load because it wouldn't add patients to my assignment for the day, but I definitely feel like I'm ready to kind of advance within my specialty for that one. A goal that will hopefully be easily accomplished is to finish my nurse residency. I work in a hospital where we do a nurse residency program for the first 12 months of your nursing career. Each month we have tasks we have to complete, and so mine should be done by June, where I finish up with an evidence-based project, and I am allowed to work with some of my coworkers on it. So that's something we'll have to start brainstorming in like March, I think. And then by June, I'll have completed my first year of nursing and theoretically have completed my nurse residency program. I guess we'll wait till June to find out for sure, but that's a goal of mine. I want to make sure that I finish that on time. Something else that I kind of want to lean into within my unit is I want to become a preceptor. Typically after your first year of nursing experience on my unit, at least, as long as you have all your certifications, you are eligible to become a preceptor. So once I get my VAD certification and my ACLS, I should be well qualified to become a preceptor. I'll be a CN2 or a clinical nurse 2 by then, and I can kind of start precepting the new nurses to our unit, which will be really fun for me. I really have a passion for teaching and for education, and I can really see myself getting a certificate or a concentration in nursing education if I ever go back for my master's, which I do think I'm going to do at some point. Not this year though. And so I think it's really important to be a preceptor and really kind of hone in that skill of education. So when I do go back for that certificate, it'll be even more, like I'll have even more experience for it. My last goal within my nursing category is I want to kind of research some pediatric jobs. If you guys have been following me since nursing school, you'll know that I want to be a pediatric nurse. I've always wanted to be a pediatric nurse, but cardiac is kind of my equal passion. And so I took the cardiac job that I was offered, basically, which is on an adult floor. And while I love my patient population, I love my unit, I love my coworkers, I just kind of want to see what else is out there. Not necessarily transfer out of my unit, but especially once I hit my year mark and kind of have finished all my certifications for my unit, just kind of see what else I would need to do to transfer at some point. I don't have a plan to transfer right away. It's just something that I want to make sure to keep on my radar throughout this new year, is just kind of like, do I still want to look for a PEDS job? What certifications will I need to get to really like make me a good candidate for a PEDS job and everything like that? But I definitely don't have any plans to leave my unit anytime soon. Personal goals is my next category, and definitely my biggest category I have of goals for myself. I just have a lot that I want to focus on for myself this year, which I feel like is super, super important, especially with the past 2 years that we've had. I just really, really, really want to continue to prioritize myself and my mental and physical well-being. So first up on my list of personal goals is I want to set up a cleaning schedule for myself. For some of you, you're probably like, what are you talking about? Basically, I want to kind of design a system for myself where I plan out my chores, basically like a chore chart for children. I just kind of clean whenever I feel like it, and that works since I live alone. You know, like there's a Tupperware container sitting out here on my coffee table right now, right, that I haven't cleaned up from lunch, and you know, I'm the only one that lives here, so I can only get mad at myself that it's not cleaned up, right? But my mental health really does depend on how clean and how relaxing my environment is. And I get very easily overwhelmed when my environment is cluttered and messy. So I think if I kind of set up a more clear schedule for myself where I can check things off and really kind of like think about it a little more and put a little more thought into it, it'll just help me keep my apartment more clean and more organized consistently, so I always can come home to a clean and organized space, you know? This way I don't have to sit here and be like, how long has it been since I last vacuumed the floor? Should I vacuum the floor today? Has it been, you know, I don't have to think about it that way. I can be like, oh, I just vacuumed the floor last week. I should vacuum it every week. So since I haven't vacuumed it since last Friday, I should vacuum it again this week, right? So kind of just organize it by like things I want to clean every day, things I want to clean every week, and then things I want to clean every month, things that need to be done every 6 months. Just kind of like make a list for myself so it's always fresh in my mind and can refer back to it, so I don't have to be like, ooh, when was the last time I cleaned my stovetop or anything like that. That was a very long explanation for that, but that's definitely something I've been thinking about more and more often over the past couple weeks as my life has gotten crazy, the state of my apartment has gotten crazy, and it's just really playing on my mental health right now. So definitely a priority in the new year, and of course I will take you along with how I create that and everything for you guys as well. My next personal goal is to work out at least once a week. You guys know me and have been following me, you'll know that I love to exercise. It helps my mental and my physical health. I have a Peloton bike here in my apartment building, like the building has one, and then I go to some workout classes where my dog can come with me. So I just want to make sure that I'm going and doing something active, like intentionally active, once a week. I'm pretty active on my 3 days a week at work by like, you know, running around after patients all day. But I want to intentionally do something active on one of the days that I'm off. So 25% of my off days. And I think that's a really good goal. And if I can do 2 workouts a week, great. But if I do 1, I'll be really content with that and won't put too much pressure on myself to be using all of my free time towards exercise. Just more of a fun goal for myself is I want to read another 50 books this year. That might sound like a lot for some of you, but I try and read every night before bed. So even if I just read for like 15 minutes, I can get a good chunk of the way through a book. I have a Kindle Unlimited subscription and a library card, so I have lots of access to a lot of books to read. This year, so far, as of December 20th, when I'm filming this, I have read 51 books. So I have hit my 50 book goal for this year, so I'm very confident that I can do it again next year. And I probably will finish at least 1 more by the end of the year. Sorry if you can hear Nala eating her dinner. She has decided that right now is the perfect time to eat it, even though it's been in her bowl for 15 minutes. I also want to kind of focus on making more meals at home. I think I do a really good job of this as is. I didn't want all of my goals to be things that I have to totally change my routine for. But I want to make it a priority that I am only eating out once a week. And I mean that in the sense that I get like 1 breakfast out a week, 1 lunch out a week, and 1 dinner out a week. I don't mean like literally 1 meal. I mean like 1 of each meal out per week, and eat the rest of my meals at home. I have a really bad habit of like, if I'm out running errands, being like, oh, well, I'm already out. Let me just go like drive through the Bojangles, drive through line, or let me go stop at Panera and get something to eat. And like, that's fine, but I want to make sure that I'm only doing that once a week, because that, $5, charge here and there really does add up. And that's just not really what I want to be spending a huge chunk of money on. Do you have just like a really fun goal for the new year? Is I want to get another tattoo. I have some ideas in mind. I just don't know which one I want to do first, but that's definitely something that I want to do in the new year at some point. I was trying to get an appointment for somewhere back home in New Jersey to do one while I'm home, because I have ironically gotten a tattoo in every state that I've lived in except for New Jersey, where I was like born and raised. So I'm trying to find an appointment somewhere when I go home, but I haven't had much luck quite yet. But if not, I will definitely try and find someone here in North Carolina to do one for me. One last personal goal that, again, might seem a little silly, but I really want to prioritize getting my hair cut regularly and getting my nails done regularly. And you guys are probably like, what? Why is that a goal of yours? And it's because I just never think to do those things until it's too late sometimes. Like, I went and got my nails done today, if you watched that vlog, and I just feel so much better when I have my nails done. I feel so much more confident in myself. I feel prettier. I feel more put together, and I just like having them done. I like taking the hour every 3 weeks to go get my nails done, where I'm not on my phone, I'm not connected to anything. I just have an hour where I can just sit and get pampered every 3 weeks, like once a month, and it just feels really good for me, And for so long I was like, oh, it's just so expensive, I can't afford it, like all that stuff. And like, yes, it is expensive and it definitely is an investment, but I think of it as an investment in myself, because how I feel when I have it done. So I want to make sure that I'm going and getting a manicure every 3 weeks-ish, if I can, time it out with my schedule, and that I'm going and getting my hair cut regularly and getting my hair colored regularly, and not so much stressing of the price of it and just doing it when it needs it, because I always feel so much better when my hair looks good, or my hair looks the way I want it to look, like the right length and the right color. And I'm not like, I want to focus on more how I look, I guess, and how it makes me feel, rather than necessarily how much money it costs. I can make the money work. I just need to go and do it for myself. Hopefully that made sense. I feel like none of that did, but hopefully you're still rolling with me here. I'm not gonna get into too much detail about my social media goals, but I do have some numbers in here of like numbers I would like to hit in terms of followers, and some monetary numbers here for some social media stuff, but I won't share those numbers with you because frankly, the numbers don't really matter. Essentially, I just want to continue to grow my social media platform. I really enjoy doing social media. I like that it gives me a way to connect with other people who I might not have connected with otherwise, and potentially have the opportunity to help and guide someone else who might be going through the same things as me. So I just want to continue to grow the platforms that I have, basically. I do have some numbers in here that it's like, would be nice if I hit these specific numbers, but like I said, numbers doesn't necessarily mean everything, so I'm gonna hold off on sharing those specific numbers with you guys. My last kind of category of goals that I have are finance goals, and I just have 2 of them. One is to have a certain amount of money in my savings account by the end of the year, so basically just prioritize saving my money. Nala is making an appearance. Hello, can you say hi to YouTube? Say hi, YouTube. One is just, you know, make sure that I'm prioritizing my finances a little bit more, prioritizing saving money and not spending it just because I have it. That's a really bad habit of mine. And my next finance related goal is I want to just seriously sit down and make a budget for myself, kind of, you know, average out what my paychecks are going to look like every week or every other week when I get paid. How much I should be spending on groceries, how much I should be spending on gas, how much are my like fixed costs, if you will. My econ minor is coming out a little bit. How much are my fixed costs, like rent and electric and car insurance and pet insurance and dental insurance and parking at work, and like all the things that the numbers stay basically the same every single month. How much money do I know is coming out every month and how much is coming in every month, and then kind of taking what's left over and dividing that up for my like wants and needs, right? So dividing up all of my variable costs, so groceries, gas, toys for Nala, clothes, makeup, and then how much I want to put of that into savings every month or every week or however I want to divide this up. But I always kind of say, oh, I'm gonna budget, I'm gonna make a budget. Like I downloaded the Mint app last year and I'm like, oh, this will help me budget. I've looked at the Mint app maybe 3 times in the whole year. So I really got to get serious about these things and really pay attention to what I'm doing, because I don't want to end up with like half the amount of money in savings because I wasn't paying attention to where my money is going. So I want to really lay out a clear budget for myself. Let me know if that's a video you guys want to follow along with. I'll probably just make like an Excel spreadsheet, I guess. I don't even know, but I want to really sit down and do that at the end of this year, so I'll have a fresh start for next year, especially just like with taxes and how it starts at the first of the year. I feel like monetary goals are the easiest ones to start at the beginning of the year. But anyway, that is all of the goals I kind of have laid out for myself for the upcoming year. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if there's any goals that you have as well, so we can kind of cheer each other on in the comments down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.